Welcome back everyone and Happy New Year. I'm going to go over the Townstar competition details for the competition happening on January 6, 2026, which features a new meta item called the Wood Bowl. Now the Wood Bowl is crafted in the kitchenware store. It requires 3 red oak wood, 1 super glue, and has a craft time of 2 minutes and is stored in the storehouse. The biome provided for this competition is a desert biome with 1 river on the north edge, forest on the east, desert on the west, but since the entire biome is a desert, you can place your sand mines anywhere and they will have a green craft timer because of the passive sandy, and there is an oil seep on the northeast side. There is no mountain, so you will have to use shallow mines to get the chromium and limestone that you need. Now the cash boosts for this competition are super glue, cash boosted to 30,000 from 19,150. That's not that important, but the important cash boost here is red oak wood going from 600 to 18,000. That's a 30 times cash boost, and you will need a lot of cash for this build. Selling red oak wood is the way to go to get all the cash that you need. I don't recommend doing gold just because of how big the cash boost is for red oak. Now, of course, remember red oak wood requires 10 water on the red oak tree farm. It has a craft time of 40 seconds, so it's not that bad. You can get a good amount. As you'll see in a moment here, we're making 500 red oak wood in this build. That alone could do 9 mil cash per hour, and obviously I could add more red oak trees and make more cash. You could easily make like 20 to 30 mil cash per hour, so the cash won't be an issue here. And of course, Wood Bowl is the meta item that's been boosted in stars to 56,000. As usual, competition rewards are the standard Gala rewards for reaching the top 1200 placements in the leaderboard by the time the competition ends, and they usually distribute the rewards within the first 5 days. This is the Wood Bowl design that I've created for this upcoming competition. No NFTs are required in order to reach this production rate of about 160 Wood Bowl per hour. It's 159.5. I'm just gonna round it up to 160. It's a better number. Production has been running for 6.5 hours here. I'm gonna scroll through the production monitors so you can see the production rates of all the items. I believe the bottleneck's probably chromium and limestone, so glass bottles, just because of the amount of mines I wanted to fit in here. You could fit more mines. Of course, there's always ways to improve this, especially if you're using subgrid placement. So now I'm going to go over the build, at least from what I remember, because I don't have a lot of organized notes. As you can see, this video is not as organized as some of the other videos. And of course, you get a better look at how everything works on the planner, which I will show you after. So there are 16 shallow mines, 8 are making chromium, 8 are making limestone. They are alternating, so chromium, limestone, and here goes chromium, limestone, and etc. They all have the 3 passive energy from the nearby power plants. There are many power plants. They do have to pick up water drums from the warehouses, which are being crafted by the water facilities. There's 6 on the northeast side, and then there's 3 that are much closer. All the chromium and limestone gets used by the 5 glass factories. In addition to the sand mines, there are 5 sand mines, and there are 2 forklifts, 1 on each side, to pick up the silica, take it to the warehouse, and that gets all the glass production done. Now, of course, for the chromium and limestone, you do need lumber. That is the only thing you're using lumber for in this build. So here's all the tree farms. They all have 5 passive water from the nearby ponds and the river. There are, I believe, a total of 15 logger houses spread around the build to collect all the wood and red oak wood for this build. Wood gets taken directly to the lumber mills. Red oak wood gets taken directly to the kitchenware stores. Oh, they also take wood to the chicken coops, of course. So that should complete the explanation for glass bottles. Next, I will explain the eggs. I have 7 chicken coops and plenty of meadows for them to feed upon. That gets the egg rate to a little over 480 per hour, which is a requirement. Yes, that's right. 2 ATVs, 1 on each side right here. They will sometimes pick up wood from the lumberyard since wood is overproduced a little bit, but that's fine. It still works out well. And of course, the eggs are used for the super glue crafted in the stationary shop. Now, there are 12 stationary shops crafting super glue. They require 3 eggs, 1 crude oil, and 1 glass bottle. The crude oil here is passively provided from the oil seep. That's why the oil seep is very important here. So that gets us our first main item, which is super glue. And of course, the second main item is the red oak wood. I'm using 7 red oak tree farms for that. These all have 10 passive water. And you know, that's pretty much the whole build actually. It's not that complicated. It might sound complicated at first, but really this isn't a bad meta to do. Like, it's not a bad build. I will say it is expensive, but thank goodness for the huge cash boost they provided for red oak wood. I'll show you the build cost in a moment, but here is the gas setup: 2 water pumps, 2 power plants, refinery between them, crafting gasoline, refinery to the side over here, crafting petroleum. I do have the fuel storage farther away over here, tucked in the corner, because it casts 3 dirty, so I don't have any dirty being casted on the tree farms, but as you can see, the dirty reaches all the way over here. And I'm using 2 dray depot. You probably only need 1, but I have 2 of them placed. This corner is not being used. You could put a builder house here, and I decided not to use this spot, but really you could use a meadow here, or you could place a building that only casts 1 shade. You could place a town hall. It helps you with your wood production, but if you are massively overproducing wood, it might slow down your egg rate. In that case, you hopefully have an NFT that reduces the craft time of lumber, or you may want to build a 4th lumber mill. It's really going to depend how you tweak this, or if you intend to have more shallow mines for more chromium and limestone. Now, what you could do is build nuclear power. This will make the build way more expensive. You could probably manage, though. It is more steps getting the iron and the steel mills to build the steel for the nuclear power. So that's going to be on you. This build already works very well, I would say, at 160 per hour. Not sure what the target rate, the high ceiling for no NFT required wood bowl would be. Who knows, maybe it's close to 200 per hour, but I think this works well. It is a simple build to use. And now I'll show you what it looks like on the planner here. I'm using the Townstar Playbook Planner. Of course, link is in the description if you want to check it out if you haven't done so already. Build cost is 25 million. I will say the build cost for my personal build is way more expensive. 25 mil is actually not super bad. So you could get all the cash you need for this within an hour if you know how to properly sell red oak wood, which is very easy to do. Wages are about 30,000 per minute. You will have no issue paying the wages when you are finished with the build, or at least you shouldn't. If you for some reason do, just have a little bit of extra red oak wood and you'll be fine. I didn't show you auto sell. Of course, you want to have everything on auto sell, including red oak wood. You do want to put lumber on auto sell at a quantity of 40, just in case you overproduce lumber. You want to put wood on auto sell. Everything on auto sell. You probably don't have to put petroleum, but go ahead and do it anyway. So yeah, put everything on auto sell. I do have auto sell quantities of 12 for most items. Of course, wood bowl is at 10. So that's the auto sell explanation here. And as always, you can load up this design right here by going to build manager, going on search build, and looking for my NNR wood bowl build. It's gonna say 160 per hour. Production predictions showing 146 per hour, so it's a little off on this one. But the chromium and limestone and glass bottle rates is very close. So is the eggs. Oh, it's the red oak width that's a little bit off because it thinks that there's not enough loggers to do all the work. Well, I think that's a good explanation for wood bowl and the upcoming competition. So hopefully you found this helpful and informative. If you did, please leave a like, leave a comment, consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. There are links in the description on how to support the channel and get full access to the Townstar Playbook Planner for doing so. As always, I appreciate your support and thank you for watching.